All right, don't pick. Y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that? Okay, awesome. If you can catch your camera on, please do. This is very interactive, and I am excited to share this with y'all. One of my really great sweet spots in Mary Kay and in building, I've moved across this country 7 or 8 times as a military wife, and my business has always gone with me. And I've always rebuilt in a new state, new town, all of the jazz. And so this is one of my really great sweet spots. And um, I am actually way more introverted than you guys would realize. I'm I'm actually an ambivert, but when I have goals in my business, when I have goals and I know you ever just like, man, I need some mass leads. Does that ever happen to y'all? You're like, I got this goal, but I need to, mass lead this out because I've got football and all these other things going on. I want you to know that like September to like the first 2 weeks of December are months that I can get through. Wow. I mean, that can take me through the spring at times by doing vendor events. And when you do vendor events, I have figured it out to a T how to like, I mean, we earned our car this time last year, we earned it in 6 months. Literally, it was from vendor events. It was from all the leads from vendor events. And so, but it's very strategic. Okay. So very strategic. And you have to, you don't just go set up and just everyone's going to flock to your table. That's not how this works. Okay. So I want you to take really great notes on this because I'm going to share with you out of the hundreds that I've done, what I have done consistently that works every single time. And it's very it's very easy to duplicate it and not stress over it. Okay. So, first and foremost, if you are super shy and you're like, I don't know if I do this, but I want to do this, talk to your director about who would be complimentary to help you. Does that make sense? Maybe there is a power partner in your area that's like, okay, she's like, I can like warm up and like talk to people, but maybe someone that's like complimentary that's like, what? Let's do this. Maybe you're the more organized, you'll have everything straight away, but she'll be like your go forward, person while you're there to help kind of pull it all together. So definitely talk to your director about that and just understand that this is vendor events for us is literally for networking and lead generation. That's all it is. That's it. There is no selling product whatsoever. And you may say, but Tasha, I've seen we don't care. It's against your contract. It's against Mary Kay's ethics. It is against Mary Kay rules to sell products at a flea market, a vendor event, a yard sale, on Amazon, on eBay, anything, outside of just you. So you can take orders, right? So if Destiny's like, girl, God, that satin hands, right? This is Avon, right? And you're like, no, that skin's so soft. You need to go down to the booth. Okay. It happens, guys. It's so funny. But she's like, I want that satin hands. Can I have that satin hands? And you're gonna be like, absolutely. Let me take the order and I will deliver it to you either right after this or I'll bring it to you tomorrow, whatever. You can take the order there. You just cannot physically have a transaction of product, an exchange of product. Okay. So we do things the right way. And we do things a lot differently. So my first big tip for you is number one. Are you ready? Do not throw up Mary Kay all over your table. It is a deterrent to women and it looks cluttered. It looks overwhelming. You get someone with ADHD, which I feel like is like 95% of the population because we're so distracted and overstimulated and constantly, have a million things we're tracking. I promise you, do not throw up Mary Kay all over your table. So if you ever see me at a vendor event, you'll never see any Mary Kay on my table ever at all. That's me personally. Just because I want the people to be attracted to me and get to know me first and get and like do that versus, oh, I sell Mary Kay, blah, blah, blah. No, we want to attract people and get to know them and get them excited about what we're doing. And that's how I personally do it. Now, is there anything wrong with having product? Absolutely not. I mean, they're genuinely not. So you're going to have to find out which way works best for you. And I have done, these are two things I have done that have worked really well for me for events if I have any kind of product. And so I personally will either do a cologne or a fragrance bar. So if you have all of the fragrances, it's amazing for you to just have like say, hey, come, uh this is our scent of this season. I would love for you to smell and tell us what you think. Y'all, I don't know what the scent of the season is. Just whatever, just pick one. It don't matter, okay? But men's cologne, like you can be like, if you see a woman with her husband, like she has like teenagers or anything, be like, hey, I would love to, like, what's your opinion on these colognes? Most women like their man to smell good, like typically. Anybody else? Me? Is it just me? But a lot of people don't, they don't think about fragrance and Mary Kay together, so it kind of stands out, if that makes sense. Like it's a just have like I'm like lacking my words right here, but that's something that's just different for them to see. Now, the second thing that this is really fun to do, and it's very interactive, is doing the kissing booth. You're not kissing anyone, so don't worry, okay? So I will make sure to get the doc out to you guys, but there is a I'm gonna see if I can find it really quick. And here, I bet you if I do it this way, I can do it this way. There is there's multiple documents, but there is it has like, so I bring how do I do this? Give me a second, because I've done it multiple ways. So you can grab note cards, like the little square, like flashcards, index cards. Thank you, Fran. Yeah. And so what you will do is I have to keep things simple when I am doing vendor events. I cannot have a lot going on because I don't know if y'all have squirrels that invite their family and that family of squirrels invite their neighbors to things. Okay. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. So I have to keep things very simple for this. And I want to get there and set up and break down as fast as I don't want it to be, I'm lugging all these totes and all that stuff because you're making your job look hard. You want to make it look easy and fun and like you're enjoying it. But if you're lugging totes and totes and totes of stuff, like your girl would not be interested. Okay. And so I just take like the flashcard index cards, just have that. And I have my lip gloss. I like to have I know some of y'all are new, but there's been these little things like Fran, what was that brush holder? You could just stick the end of your brush in it. I know she has it. That's great for your lip glosses, or if you have a lip gloss holder. I know Fran's going through her closet. I know she's got it. See, she's got it. So if you have this by any chance, this is great for your lip glosses, or if you have a lip gloss holder, that is great to display the lip glosses and get the little applicators, the lip applicators, and have a ton of those in a jar. And see, yeah, there you go. See, Fran's got it. Those are for the lipsticks. Absolutely. I do just stick with the lip glosses because once you start adding all of it's, you're going to have, Crystal be like, well, what's your favorite red? Oh, and your pink. Oh, and what's your brown? It's like, girl, I got other people to be meeting. You can have an appointment. We can do these lip colors. But what you do is you have a big jar of those the lip applicators. And you just say, okay, which color do you think would be your color? And we're going to see what your kiss personality is. What's your kiss personality? And so they get it and they put it on. So have a couple of mirrors. Okay. Have a couple of mirrors. And so that they can hold it and apply their lip gloss. And what you're going to do is then have them go, okay, give it your best smooch. And they kiss it. And then they compare their lips to the chart that Fran showed. And you're like, oh my gosh, you are sassy. You're a sassy willow kisser. You are passionate. I don't know the names that are on there, right? So you're going to write that on the card about if they're, what it says that they are. And depending on what their personality is, you're going to say, hey, do you want to keep this and take a sample with you? So if you have samples of the lip glosses, it's great to send them home with a sample of that color if they like it. Or you can just say, do you want to keep this? I'll write the name on it. 90% of the time they don't want it, but I keep the card with their lip personality on it and on the back. And I'm like, okay, well, this is where the second step comes into play. So I like to do a clone bar or a kissing booth a kissing personality, kissing booth. It's also fun to make like a fun sign. If you guys go on orientaltrading.com, there's these cute like stands look like carnival, like pink and white stripe, like little carnival stands, and they have kissing booth things because it is all about attraction to your tent. So my tent is pink. I bought the pink canopy tent. Okay. That's what Tasha May Miller did because I just like to stand out. That's what but do you have to have a pink tent? No, you do not. Okay. So just a heads up, that's what I did, but just go get you a blue tent. It doesn't matter. But you want to have your fold out table and you're going to want to, I do sparkly. That's my personality. I like, the neon pink with like a iridescent sparkle, like overlay to it. That's Tasha May Miller. You may be like, but I just like the black and the pink and very crisp. Do you, whatever that looks like for you, it's your vendor event. It's you. The biggest thing is you've got to stand out. You have to stand out because your eyes, like, I don't know how y'all are, but when I go to vendor events, I love going, but you have to pique my interest for me to want to actually like go look and like I'm not going to go look at the canned pickles. I could care less. I'll go buy me some pickles at Walmart. That's not my jam. Whatever. Okay, you get what you like woodworking stuff's not really my jam. That's just Tasha Miller. But you got sparkly stuff, and I'm there all like, or you got bright stuff or whatever. It's the stuff that always catches my eye. Women are very visual, and so you want to make sure you have your tent. You want to have your table whatever you want the theme or what your colors are, that has to happen. And then what you want is you want a trendy giveaway. All right. I have done Stanley cups. I have done roller bags. Y'all know what roller bags I'm talking about? It's like the Hulkin. Here, I'm gonna go grab it really quick so you can just see what I'm talking about. I've done bog bags, like beach bags for like in the summer. With it coming winter, you could do so I like to also do if you know another kind of like say a vendor or something. I love big fall like wreaths or Christmas wreaths. You can give, that's a really great item that's always trending. So you have to think of what season you're in. Also like stockings are really great. I know that sounds really funny, but like you get some like cowhide stockings, people will enter where I'm at. They're all about some cowhide stockings, for Christmas. Or it can be we have a local restaurant. So when we do local stuff, there's a local restaurant called Crawdaddy's and everybody loves Crawdaddy's. So I'll go get like a $50 gift card to Crawdaddy's and have it with a Stanley cup or something trendy. You just got to find what's trending. Whatever is trending is what's going to attract them to be like, to want it. Like, so when you're like, hey, Beth, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. You are so trendy, girl. You have got to enter our Stanley Club. You've got to enter the Stanley Cup. Like, do you like how many, you need another Stanley Cup, right? I'm trying to think of some other ideas for you. And as I think of them, I will share them. But you've got to find that trendy item that is eye-catching. So if I do like a bog bag or a beach bag, I stuff that baby with a ton of tissue, sparkly, bright, iridescent, holographic tissue, because they're like, what is this? Put like some big tulle ribbon, like bow on it. It's all about catching your eye. And it's fun. Guess what? You're also going to be attracting the kind of women that you want too, right? Because they're like, "Ooh, sparkly. Oh, what's this? What do you do?" And so you can also do the like anyone that does like customized shirts or like the trucker hat bars are really big right now. I like to think of other locals that do stuff too. I like to try to support those around me. So those are really, really great. Just things you need to have a trending item. Unfortunately, in my personal opinion, in the book of Tasha, I have never had a lot of success for people entering in for, free Mary Kay products. It's just that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but what I do is I will make a sign that just, it'll probably have like the bag, whatever the trending item is, and it'll say enter to win with a picture of whatever it is I'm giving away. And then I also add with microdermabrasion spa experiences giveaway. Microdermabrasion spa experiences. And I will put powered by Mary Kay. So, microdermabrasion spa experiences powered by Mary Kay. And so if people say, "Oh my gosh, what products is this? Like, what do you do? What do you use?" Like, "Oh my gosh, I do image consulting and help women with feeling their most confident, especially as the seasons are changing and your skin's changing. So I help women have their best skin with the most simple solution so that they can enjoy their life and take care of their kids, but still take care of themselves." And so I love that I am partnered with Mary Kay. And so my image consulting is powered by Mary Kay products. You don't want to say, "Oh, I sell Mary Kay. I sell Mary Kay." I'm proud to be a consultant. I'm proud to sell Mary Kay, but women don't want to be sold to. They want to be invited into an experience. And so if you ever read anything that I've ever maybe posted, but I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, well, what is it? What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we give the best spa experiences." This is what Tasha May Miller does. And this is, so just know everybody does things differently. So just take this with a grain of salt. Just don't, I'm not saying this is how you have to do everything. I do everything very much like Rochelle, but I do hot rolled towels in the microwave or a crock pot. So I talk about hot, oh my gosh, girl, it's so much fun because it's the best girls' night to catch up with the girls you haven't been able to see. And we do hot, steamy towels. We do a exfoliating and moisturizing hand treatment. We do a lip treatment, but we also do custom facial treatments with instruction. Closed with a double tired eye treatment, which is your eye cream with the indulgent eye mask. And so it is the best time. People love it. It's like, oh my, it's just amazing. How many of y'all are excited to do that? Okay. You have to sell, it's selling the sizzle. It's romancing what you do. And so women are tired, they are overly stimulated. They don't take the time to take care of themselves because they're taking care of everyone else. And so I'm just like, I just believe in helping women feel their best, but have simple solutions, and know that they have time to have those simple solutions to still take care of themselves while they're taking care of everybody else. So if I'm talking to a new mom that has a baby, I'm just gonna be like, "Girl, that is the sweetest baby. So when's the last time you washed your face?" And she's gonna be like, "I don't know." Say, "Girl, listen, I want you to enter because I just love mamas and babies. And I remember when mine were little and I started washing my face when I had babies. And so I'm excited because this is going to be so great for you just to enter." And when I tell people they're entering, I always let them know there's going to be multiple winners because you're going to have moms and daughters or like grandma or best friend, and so everyone's going to enter. Everyone's going to want to enter. And if there's like a group of them, I will literally take, and you have to have, I like entry cards, okay? Because it allows you to build a conversation while they're filling it out. So that kind of makes sense. Like it allows you to kind of connect and get to know a little bit about them in that like 1 to 2 minute interaction. But if I have like, say there's like 2 or 3 of them, I will personally just take the entry form pad and I'm like, "What's your name, girl? How do you spell it?" "Perfect. And what's your phone number?" And I fold it up, put it in whatever the bucket I have, right? "Okay, and what's your name?" "Sally." "Okay, perfect. And what's your phone number?" "Okay, and you are the sister of Elena." "Awesome." Because I'll write it down just so I can kind of keep people together. And so I will personally just write it out to keep things flowing. Is that helpful? Is that, y'all look like y'all are like, "I don't know about this." But it's good. Yes, Jessica.
Okay, so you said the thing about having multiple winners. And is that just offering like the spa experience to multiple people, or is it actually like we need to have multiple prizes to give away?
So the grand prize is, say, the Stanley Cup, right? Whatever the trendy giveaway, but you're going to have multiple runner ups and winners for the spa experience. So is that helpful? So I'm preparing them that if mom, sister, and best friend all win, and it happens all the time because guess what? Everybody wins a spa experience. Aren't you excited? But it's already the premise, it's already been prefaced that, oh, okay, yeah, she said there were gonna be multiple winners. Okay. So I do take entry cards. You guys can go to Amazon and put raffle entries in, and you'll get they're white packs. I personally just want their phone number and their name. That's just me because I'm going to be personally calling and messaging them that way, and I don't want them clogging up the flow of the table of filling everything out. Okay. And when the conversation of like, oh, Mary Kay, always ask, do you have a consultant? Like, oh my gosh. And they're gonna say, oh my gosh, I love that satin hands. Like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so who's your consultant? And they're like, oh, I don't have it. Yeah. You can then kind of, be like, girl, if she's like, oh, my consultant, Sally down the street, you're gonna say, oh my gosh, you've got to call Sally because the new holiday line is out and you're not going to miss out on the free samples and all the great things that's going on in Mary Kay. And they're still going to want to enter. I just take it and I just kind of put it off to the side because I'm not going to step on my sister consultant's toes with that. So, but I just don't make a big deal out of it because if they're already like filling it out already and they're kind of talking to me, so I don't make it awkward. I just take hers and just kind of put it off to the side because I'm not going to step on, friends. I'm not going to step on friends' toes because what happens is people are going to see you doing this differently and they're going to be so attracted and so intrigued that you will outshine other people. But that doesn't mean we still take other people's customers. Even if they're like, no, but I want to do this with you. Like, this is awesome. Don't do that. Like, I mean, it's just there's 8 billion people in the world. So, and unless it's like a fight and they're fight, because I've had people fight me on it, and I will say, you know what? Here's my card. When you call your consultant and just let her know that whatever you want to say, because I don't know what to tell them. Like, hey, I met this girl. She's awesome. I'm gonna be her, she's gonna be my consultant. I'm not gonna put words in her mouth. She can figure out because 90% of the time they're not gonna do it. Okay. Because women don't like that kind of confrontation anyway. So I just say, just call me after you've called your consultant to let her know that you have chosen a different direction with your image consulting. Okay. So we have covered having a trendy giveaway. And if you are like, Tasha, I am not trendy. I wear flip flops and granny panties and t-shirt and jeans. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's trending. Don't worry, because I promise you, your director will help you. Just be like, Rochelle, I do not know what is trending right now. Like, what should I do my giveaway? We will help you. I promise you. Okay. So please don't let that be something that holds you back from doing something. Cause I see that happen a lot where maybe we're just not confident in that. That's what we're here for. We will help you. We will help you with that. And a cologne bar or a kissing booth is really great. I just personally wouldn't go way overboard with products on your table. If it's clean and decluttered, you have more room for them to enter and do things. But here, y'all want to know what the secret sauce is? It's the kids. If you can get the kids, the mamas come. Okay. So I always have a big, beautiful basket of candy. Do not do chocolate because chocolate melts. Okay. Because I have learned my lesson that way. Now I do like the little dum dum suckers, like the Smarties, Starburst. I mean, even Starburst is kind of like an iffy one because that can get kind of like we're in Georgia, it gets hot. I kind of go more for like those little suckers because even the little ones can have the sucker. But also I get the little bottles of bubbles because not every kid can have candy. So I still want to like include them in. But do you want to know what the real secret sauce is? It's a bubble gun. Get you a bubble gun. You know, the little thing you dip it in the bubbles sauce and then you press it and it blows these bubbles everywhere. They will flock to you, and then they want to do the bubble gun. And the moms are like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry, Johnny." And I'm like, "No, he can have one more turn. Let's do it." The bubbles, or if you can get a bubble machine that just sits on your table and just constantly does bubbles, that's great. I personally like the bubble gun because I will get out in front of my tent and just like play. And like when like a husband, like if it's like a couple come by, I'm like, just imagine you're walking down the aisle again, announcing your new nuptials. And they're like, we're just like laughing. Instead of bird seed, we're doing bubbles, and they just kind of giggle. Um, and like the teenagers, it's always fun because I'm like, all right, how many bubbles can you get? I play games with people just to be interactive because you would be surprised how many other people are watching you. Vendors, other people will be watching you because you stand out. And while how does that chick get all these people at her tent? What is she doing? It happens, guys. It genuinely happens. And also, if you see the sharp woman, I will be very honest with you. I love vendor events because I can meet the sharp women that if I'm attracted to them, right? If I'm like, dang, I love her shoes. And you know what? That girl, it is a hot day and she is still just like she is just the bomb.com. I love because I have more control over who I'm kind of connecting with. Okay. Or is that, do y'all hear what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, if I see that someone has scrubs on, I'm always like, hey, are you in the medical profession? They're like, oh, I'm a vet tech. Girl, I have been looking for someone in the veterinary industry to add to my portfolio. Can please enter? I would love for you to enter. All right. If I am in a conversation with someone and she's like, "Oh, I'm in real estate," I'm like, "I've been looking for a real estate agent for my this month's portfolio. I would love to cross network with you." You can meet.
If if you do happen to do the vet, doctor, nurse, whatever thing, should write it on the entry form, just in the top corner, vet or something like that.
So I always
So you
write.
remember.
I always, even if they just filled it out, I'll hold it in my hand and I will write whatever it was that we connected on the back of it. So if it's someone I'm like, oh, this woman is sharp, or we like really just had a great conversation, and she's like, please call me or whatever, I will make little notes on the back of it. And I personally am very good with those conversations and names. I personally am. So even if I didn't do it, I will remember. But there's also I've gotten, those like pencil holders that have like different like sections for pencils, it's like round. I get those because the people that I'm like, oh, these are at the top of my list to call. I will put them in one of them and everybody else will go in the others. Or if there's two of you, then two of them are mine. We'll label like, Katie and Tasha. So we know which one's ours. If we're doing that. So have I lost anyone yet? Are we good so far? Okay. So bubbles, a bubble gun, and candy is very important because if the kids come, they're gonna be like, I want some candy. Or if you see a mom who's just like stressed, or maybe she's just not paying attention, you can just say, oh my gosh, do you care if they have some candy? I've got all this extra candy. Can they take some candy home? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes. And it starts, I'm like, I would love for you to enter our Stanley Cup giveaway and spa experience giveaway. And she's gonna be like, oh yeah. You would be surprised how many women it's we follow our kids. True story. We follow our kids. Um, and then one thing I do is I always make sure I do show up early. I don't just show up right on time. I show up at the setup time because I will get set up and I have a fast setup. So it doesn't take me as long as all the other vendors, but I will go ahead and I will have it's usually just kind of have a bath. Maybe it's the candy and I'll have the entry sheets, the entry cards with a pin um in the basket, and I will go to every other vendor and just be like, oh my gosh, I love your setup. I'm Tasha. I'm Tasha. I'm down at in the pink tent. We're doing a Stanley Cup giveaway and some spa experiences. Like you've got to enter. Like I've got you guys get first dibs, and almost every single one of them will enter. You'll get like 15, 20, 30, new names just like that. Um, so I do that. And one of the biggest things I see, how many of y'all have been to vendor events? Okay. So have you noticed the ones who were interactive in front of their tent versus the ones that just sit there? Okay. The ticket to success with this is cannot just be sitting down. You have to be standing up. You have to be in front of it, like with the bubble gun or just inviting people and starting conversation. It's genuinely that's it. And I love this like I will wear hats like this. Like I will wear a ball cap like this. I wear bright colors because people will constantly be like, "Oh my gosh, I love your hat." They will remember me. They will remember me. And y'all, if you know me, I'm like the queen of like bright neon, everything and statement earrings. That is who I am as Tasha. That's just who I am. So that may make you feel uncomfortable, but what is the bright color that you like? What makes you feel confident? Because at the end of the day, if you're wearing what makes you feel confident, that is going to show to other people. If that's what makes you feel good, that's what's going to show. So please don't think that you have to wear neon or anything to that effect. I'm just letting you know that you have to use attraction marketing to your advantage at these events. Attraction marketing. Write it down. YouTube what attraction marketing is. And really, guys, you're just going to these to flirt with women. You are. Not everybody that walks by, I mean, some of them are just going to look and keep going. Don't let it hurt your feelings. If you ask if they want to, and they're like, no, I'm good. Like, okay, oh my gosh, have a great day. Don't take anything to heart because you will have more come and you will have more that come that don't. Plain and simple. And so, but you have to use attraction marketing. So you have to use attraction marketing in your setup, attraction marketing in, say, like I always use like a bright teal blue basket for the candy. It's just the bubbles, my table setting, like the tablecloth is bright and happy. People are attracted to bright things. Even though you may not think like you like bright stuff, this isn't about you. This is about your market. It's not about you. It's about the market, plain and simple. So I don't say that to hurt your feelings. I say that to encourage you. Okay. And when you do these, you have to dress sharp. Now, dressing sharp, I would personally wear something like this, especially if it was kind of a hot day. This is one of those just like shorts and like, monotone top or whatever. I would probably put some more like bright pink jewelry on with it. Probably I would wear a ball cap with this. Like I have no issue wearing a ball cap with something like can't keep up, but I dress sharp to the environment. I'm not going to be out there in slamming heels and pencil skirt, nothing like I personally will not. Now, at a bridal fair, I probably would. If it was like a bridal expo, a bridal vendor event, yes, because now I'm working with a different market of women and they're looking at me professionally of how is she put together? What does her makeup look like? What does that look like to that market? Now, if I'm at like a vendor fair in town for like say I have the rodeo. I have a rodeo coming up at the end of this month. I'm going to be wearing super cute jeans, a super cute top. I wouldn't be surprised if I wear a ball cap one night, but your girl's going to stand out. I will stand out, but my environment is a rodeo. So if I go in like a slamming dress and stuff, that's not going to be, I mean, we're going to walk around in, heels and cow poo. It ain't going to, it doesn't go well. Now, if it's super hot, like Katie and I, we sweat like crazy down here in coastal Georgia. I've worn sundresses before, like a really just bright, like I love Lily Pulitzer, so I'll wear a cute sundress, or cute shorts. It's just when I say dress sharp to the environment. You need to stand apart from the other vendors. And your image is number one. If you are selling image, your image has to be on point. So yes, even if we are sweating like crazy in here in Georgia, I still I mean, that's why I love that setting spray. I put the setting spray on, CC cream. I will wear more lashes than I will full eye makeup look to that. But I will make sure I have lipstick on. I have great bronzer and stuff on. Um, and depending how often you do this, I have the little spritzer, the misting fan that goes on a bucket, like construction workers. That will get everyone to come to your tent, just FYI on a hot day. But I'm not telling you have to do that. I'm just saying I just do it so often that was an investment for me. But you have to dress sharp. There's no negotiation on that. And I'm only hitting on that because I see other businesses just show up sloppy. And I would not want to do business in the image world with someone who's sloppy. So, and you just want to be eye catching. And guess what? Your smile is the biggest eye catch that you can have. It genuinely is. Your compliments are the biggest, like, audible and like visual catching thing that people can have, because you don't know the last time that person was told, girl, I just love your hair. Who does your hair? Oh my gosh, you're a sweet baby. Like, oh, look at this baby blanket. I love seeing a tired mama and just telling her, like, mama, you're doing a good job. I always tell tired mamas, you're doing a good job. Now, if you're very, very excited and adventurous with this, I always like to have samples with a little bit of candy maybe in it with my business card to give away and say, yeah, when you register, when you enter, you get your little, your harvest, your harvest, whatever you get your rodeo swag. I don't know. I always like to leave them with something in their hand, but don't get overwhelmed with that, please. If this is something you continue to do, work your way into that, but don't, I'm just giving you little ideas. So if you're like, I have an abundance of charcoal mask, well, use it to your advantage. Say, oh my gosh, this is your fall post summer mask. Um, and you're going to want to have business cards on hand because people will ask you for your business card. They absolutely will. But I don't throw a ton of catalogs out there. This time of the year, I do like to have breast cancer, breast check cards. You can just print them on cardstock or just have it, and domestic violence awareness. Like, what is this one I have? Mary Kay, you go to the Mary Kay Foundation. I think you can find these printouts that they have, but I do print those out and just have them available. Because you just never know who you're going to come across that doesn't know how to do a breast check, or maybe I've had people say, oh my gosh, I know my girlfriend, I need to give this to her, and it's the domestic violence line. And so I like to have that, but that's about it, guys. That's it. You can have fun music if you want to. Music's not a bad thing. But just, watch your audience, just, watch your surroundings. And what questions do y'all have? Oh, that's why you got me.
Okay, so a couple of things. When I initially signed up, Rochelle and Sherry suggested that I don't do business cards because they wanted to try and do that personalized touch of talking to people, get their phone number offhand, so on and so forth. I don't have any business cards. What do you suggest that I do since I don't have any business cards to put on the table?
I personally, I do have business cards. I do. And I only give a business card to someone who asks me for it if I have them on hand. I have a virtual business card. And I'm like, girl, we lose business cards. Here, let me text you my business card really quick. I text them my business card. Honestly, that's what I do. Is I make sure I have my virtual business card. It's a picture, guys, on my phone. It's a graphic. That's all it is. It's in my favorites album. And I'm like, how do you spell your name? Jess. Okay, got it. And what's your phone number? Perfect. Attach the picture. Girl, just send it to you. I can't wait.
So just create like in a Canva or something like that. Just create one.
Yep.
Okay. And then the only other thing is I also don't have I don't have lip glosses. I don't have colognes. So just being out in front of the table and being super energetic and all that stuff, you think would, have a really rockin' prize? Cause I was thinking about doing the cup, but also including like a Dunkin' or some kind of gift card. Cause then it's cup for mom, donuts for kids. Cause I'm doing my event at my son's school.
No, I love it. And I have done, I would say the past year since I've moved here to, back to Georgia, There's no products on my table. I'm just giving you like Fran, I know loves products, so she's a tangible like person. So like the lip person at like the kissing booth, I know Fran's gonna like. Crystal Rowe is a little bit more shy, so if she has something to physically interact with them about, it's gonna make her feel more comfortable. Does that kind of make sense? You don't need it. You're like, I don't need it. I'll just talk. Let's hand out candy. We're gonna do this, okay? So it's just I'm just giving you guys some props to support you, and you know I'm not just gonna stand out there, with a bubble gun and spray bubbles in people's faces. But if I'm like, girl, you gotta do your kiss personality. When's the last time you did your personality check with your kissing? And they're like, huh? And so just know I just give those two separate things just to give you um ammunition for whatever makes you help stand out. So you don't have to have that, Jessica, at all. But you do need the candy, you need the bubbles, you need the trend. I love the cup and the Dunkin'. Like I think that's super smart and fabulous. You just have to really make sure you put like a lot of tulle bow on it, and you got to make it stand out on the table. You need your tablecloth, you need your tent. I do bring a chair, guys, because there's points where I just need to sit down. Like it's like a lull, and I'm like, your girl's got to sit down. Um, and don't throw up Mary Kay on it. You cannot sell, no sitting. Um, it's all about interaction, and you've got to look sharp. You've got to look. And I'm not saying, remember, you don't have to try to look, it's about being you, but what is the sharpest you look like? What is the most put together you look like? Okay. Any other questions? Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
with the with the vendor events, like do you have to register for them, or you just how do you find them in your city, or
So
what's
my favorite thing to do and the easiest, Destiny, is I get on Facebook and I just go to my event tab. Okay. And I just go look up like local events, and you will just see a slew of things coming through. Like I saw that the local rodeo here, they just started it last year, and I went and they had a huge crowd, but they have a my son used to work for them, and they have a big wedding venue. So I saw it come across like they're looking for vendors, and I was like, "Oh, I've been there." Well, guess what? It's $100 for this vendor fee, okay? But it's for Friday and Saturday. And I know the amount of people. So for 50 bucks a night, I know I'm going to get my return on that. I'm personally doing it by myself just because I can. I don't always have to share things with people, right? But if $100 is a little bit like you're like, not ready for that, find another consultant to do it with and split it down the middle. Okay, that's my best thing. So like I've done that with our Christina, where we will like she will buy everything, like or I'll get the candy and everything, she'll get the cup or whatever it is we're doing, and then we split everything down the middle, the price of everything. Um, and if I've done a big event down in Darien, it's their I forget what it's called, but it's like a 3 day event or 2 or 3, maybe a 2 or 3 day vendor event. And we did shifts. So there was like I think 6 of us. I took Friday night because nobody else could do it, but then Saturday I was there pretty much the whole day. But different consultants would pop in, and if it was $100, they depending if they're coming for an hour, 3 hours, or whatever, I would charge them the $10 an hour or something. I don't know. Just we figured out the math of what would that be. So you can also do that as well. And so also just pay attention to like your small boutiques, your chamber of commerce in your town. Look at their Facebook pages. So like your chamber of commerce, your schools, your county just sites. Like we have a super small town, and they just announced like our community night that we do. Um, oh, you'd be surprised, like, I don't know where y'all are at, but if you have like softball tournaments around you, you'd be surprised how many softball and baseball tournaments welcome vendors to be there. Um, Churches do a lot of vendor events. They do a lot of fall festivals, harvest types of things. Schools. Does anybody else have any other thought processes on that? Yes, it's okay. It takes a second.
Okay. So I was going to do a vendor event. It was a consignment sale, but
Yeah,
they
I've done that.
Okay, so they wanted a Mary Kay logo, and I tried to get one, and Mary Kay just told me that's against your things, you can't have one. So it's like I couldn't figure out how to register for this consignment sale when I couldn't use a Mary Kay logo.
Okay, you can. You have to go under Mary Kay in Touch and go to the advertisement. I think it's under resources. It's under the resources tab or something, and it'll say advertising, and it gives you the approved advertising you can utilize. And there's logos there. And, or you could just say, Elena's Beauty. I have a brand called Bombshell Society because of all the trademark and stuff with Mary Kay. You know, I can't just say Mary Kay for things, you know, because of legalities on that stuff, that I personally just work under my own brand. My brand is just powered by Mary Kay products. So you could be like, you know, Elena's Beauty powered by, you know, Mary Kay products. That you can do, but you can't, there's just trademark stuff. If you go to Mary Kay in Touch, and I'm assuming it's under resources or legal, it's called advertisements, and the approved advertisement, like logos and stuff, is right there that you can use. So is that helpful at all? Okay. And double check with Rochelle. She might know a little bit more, but
Well, I checked with Charity and Rochelle, and Charity tried to find whatever she thought was there, and she couldn't find it. And so she gave me the number to call. So I called the number, and they just came back with, you can't do that.
that's not true, because I've done it in like school folders, like you know how you sponsor like the kids folders for the year and you buy like a part. So there is. Yes, Fran.
Yeah, I've done it in yearbooks and stuff, but if you go to the Mary Kay Connection where you get the car decal,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
where you get the car decal, and you'll see like the stand-up banners and stuff like that that you personalize. But it's where like you would get the car decals that you personalize.
Yeah. So Elena, for the logo for their advertisement, that's going to be on Mary Kay in Touch under I think it's under resources or legal. It'll have a tab that says advertisements underneath it, or approved advertising or something like that. You'll find that for the logo for the advertising that they want to do to put on there. And then what Fran is such a great suggestion is if you want to have like a banner or anything that says Mary Kay, you would get that on mkconnections.com. But I promise you there is something, because I've used it. It just might be with the new website, might be a little bit more difficult. And if Mary Kay Legal told you that, it's on there. If I can find it, I'll post it, Elena, just so that they can give it to you. But I know for a fact it's there. Anyone else? Has this been good?
Okay, Tasha, I've got one more. Sorry, I've been thinking about all these things because my event is this Thursday. So unless I assume unless somebody specifically asks, we're not trying to like schedule facials or book appointments or anything. That's going to be after the fact.
I always keep my date book with me, because you'd be surprised who will book on the spot.
Oh,
If they're
okay.
like, oh, Mary Kay, oh my gosh. You're gonna see Rochelle come out with, and when after your vendor event is done, you have to call or message every single person within 24 hours. That is the most crucial part of success to a vendor event. Do I need to repeat that? It is crucial. I don't care what you have going on. You have to, when you book a vendor event, you go ahead the next day and book in like a booking time to follow up, because you spent the money, the energy, the time away from your family. Now you need to do the follow up correctly. Because if you don't, you're going to be like, oh, it was just a waste of time. They don't work. Yes, they do. You just didn't work it correctly. And so you have to call within 24 hours, because you're fresh in their mind. But you will also reach out to your director, because we already have the scripts for you. We have the exact scripts that everyone responds to and they love, but we're not going to overwhelm you with that right now. You will get that. So after the vendor event, you're going to already either have a call scheduled with your director to make sure you're doing the follow-up correctly and to have the correct scripts. Okay. But like I am partying, like I decided to do this. And Rochelle's going to put it, we were going to do something, but I just put out to my people that haven't, what's it called? haven't responded or anything, or I want something to run with, is I'm doing facials for a cure. And it is, and I'm pulling it up here to show you guys really quick. Yeah, it's Facials for a Cure, hosted. You can say hosted by Elena's Beauty. And it says hot steamy towels, hand exfoliating treatment, lip scrub and moisture mask treatment, skin analysis and custom treatments by instruction, tired eye mask treatment, and a swag bag for every woman who helps. The goal is 200 facials by the 15th. It's powered by Mary Kay. And for everyone who participates 18 years old and up, we are donating a monetary amount to breast cancer research for a cure. You can also have like this sign out and like, we have a goal to facial 200 women. People get on board with this kind of stuff too. Rochelle has this, your director has this. So just reach out to her about this if this is something that gives you, like, this is a great prop. So like, you know, Crystal, I just know you're a little bit more reserved, a little bit more shy. And so this is a great thing to just say, hey, you know, it gives you a reason to say something if that's not natural to you. You get, so it's a part of attraction marketing. At the end of the day, it's a part. I would blow this up and print it like on a 12 by 12 or something, if that makes sense. Like I would print it so it's big so people see it, and just like, we would love for you to enter. You could be one of our 200. Just volunteer. So I do keep my date book, Jessica, because you'd be surprised at the things. Just, I'm always prepared for that. Any other questions, guys? Was this good? Was this helpful?
This was fantastic. Thank you so much, Tasha. I am really excited for my event Thursday. This is awesome.
For you. Don't be shy to book it, guys. And honestly, if this still intimidates you, I challenge you to go ahead and book your first vendor event now, then worry about the setup and everything else after you book it. Destiny, you hear me? Just book one, and you will pay for some of them. There's more free ones, but sometimes they're like 25 bucks, 20 bucks, something to that effect. But and I personally, you don't do these every weekend. I like to do one, maybe two of them. It just depends what my goal is and how, like, that, just how many lead generation things do I want to do. But this is not your only source. You're not doing this every single weekend. Okay. I personally do this once a month, twice if it's like a big thing and it's a part of my community or something. But if you have team members on your team, don't hesitate to book it or pass it on if they are someone that would do well with this. This is not for everyone, but communicate with your director about if you have team members, if you should share, you know, a vendor event with somebody. Just because I wouldn't want to overwhelm brand new Crystal Rowe, who just had her grand opening, like, hey girl, you should totally do this vendor event. She's gonna be like, huh, you know. But Crystal Rowe's like a vet now. She's got the whole thing running. She can do anything. You know what I mean? So just you know, just be aware of what those are, but communicate with your director about what opportunities like that to give to your team members, just so it doesn't overwhelm them or be too much for them or something they're just not interested in. You guys are awesome. I cannot wait to see you guys just have fun with this. Just go have fun. Genuinely. And if you have desires to be a director, this is one of my favorite ways to have mass leads to become a director and get the massive bookings, especially with the holidays coming. So I love you guys. I think this is awesome. And if you guys have questions, you just let us know. And I don't know if they're done. Let's see. I'm going to stop